Taking you into my backyard for this portion of your annual meeting, and I'm grateful to be here today. Thanks to each and every one of you watching today for all the service, whether this is your first annual meeting or your 48th annual meeting. That's right, Chad, starting in 1972, serving organizations 55 cents a gallon gasoline in 1972. Annual income, $12,000. You could build a house from the ground up, brand new, for $28,000. Whew. How times have changed, but how times have not changed in terms of people needing help. Whether it's long-term help, whether it's just finding themselves in a scrape at the moment, Chad is there, serving 21 different charitable organizations. For me, the organization that is at my heart is the Nebraska Community Blood Bank. And we go back to a day not unlike this on March 20th of 2016 when I was out taking a motorcycle ride. At 27th and Stockwell, a 16-year-old simply didn't see me, ran into my motorcycle, and I landed in a grassy area just between the sidewalk and the street. And thank goodness the paramedic that pulled up put a tourniquet on my leg. He told me later that had it been 3 minutes later, a delay in traffic, a reason for not arriving on the scene as quickly as they did, I would have died. I would have lost blood and died right there on the grass. But fortunately, that wasn't the case. The tourniquet went on. They cut the leather jackets off of me, and I went to the emergency room at Bryan, where I used up all the blood they have. They quickly called the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, brought more blood, stabilized, went into ICU, spent 3 days there. 11 days total in the hospital. 3 months after I hit the ground on March 20th, 2016, I was back at work on the first day of summer 2016. 3 months. Five and a half months after I hit the ground, the motorcycle crash, I was in Peru climbing Machu Picchu. Why not? We'd made the plans long before the motorcycle crash, and I used it as incentive and momentum to heal my process from that motorcycle crash. And let me tell you what happened after Machu Picchu, which really has nothing to do with the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, but in a way it does, because had it not been for an adequate supply of blood, I would not have set up a meeting with the 16-year-old that ran into my motorcycle. And we looked each other face to face, forgave each other at that coffee shop, and have moved on with our lives. It was a healing process for me, and I truly believe that it was a necessary meeting that benefited him as well. But the Nebraska Community Blood Bank is just one of the most awesome organizations. As you can see, they even organized at one of their annual meetings, their 50th annual meeting, where I had an opportunity to meet some of the people who actually donated blood. Among the 23 people who took time, I met them and looked them in the eyes and thanked them. It took an hour of their life. There were a couple of people there who were first-time donors. Others were repeat donors. Doesn't matter the reason, but they took the time, an hour from their life, to donate blood. And for some people, the need for an identity, a need for your targeted effort, and not knowing that with a blood donation is what prevents them from doing it, or it's the time expense. Neither really, though, are valid, because you're looking at a person who benefited from the donation of 23 people. An hour of their time. Your lunch hour. You can get it in during the lunch hour. So, thank you very, very much to every single one of you at Chad and what you do every day for those 20-plus agencies served by your organization. I am one of those people that has benefited greatly from your efforts. And I'm reminded of that every time I grab one of my grandchildren. I just came back from another motorcycle trip and was grateful to be able to do that again. thanks to the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, one of the organizations served by you, whether it's your first year or your 48th year helping Chad. Thank you very much for everything you do. Be safe.